Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today. It is a day after Money in the Bank at 2024. Still thinking a lot about the John Cena announcement of his retirement. He did go into it a little bit more on the Money in the Bank post-show, the press conference that they had in the back, where he said that he plans on wrestling 30 to 40 times in 2025. I don't really know when he's planning on coming back. If he named the Royal Rumble. Is the Rumble going to be his first match, and he's only going to wrestle from like January until April? Is WrestleMania really going to be his last match? Is he planning on going on as long as he can? Is it going to be like a Ric Flair storyline that he wrestles until he loses and then he's forced to retire? Is it going to be something like he ends up winning the championship at WrestleMania 41 and then he keeps defending it until he's not able to retain the title anymore? I'm not quite sure, but last night the two biggest names that jumped off the screen to me was CM Punk and Randy Orton. CM Punk seems to be in a lot of storylines right now. He's got the match against Rollins that we all want to see. He's got the match against McIntyre that we really just want to see those guys just get into the ring and kill each other. I'm guessing that he could have storylines against both of those guys, and it'll all be wrapped up by the time that next year would roll around. But I honestly really felt bad that I didn't mention Cody Rhodes. I guess John Cena going in and winning the Royal Rumble isn't a huge possibility to me. I mean, look at the way that Cena was treated at WrestleMania 40. He was kind of like he came in to save the show for Cody against Solo Sikoa. But then the minute The Rock came in, The Rock was treated as he is like an all-time greatest legend of WWE before he's put down by The Undertaker. I think if you're listing all-time greats, if you put Undertaker 1, if you put Rock 2, and Cena 3, I mean, it's not bad to be in that spot, but to me, honestly, John Cena is one of the greatest superstars that there's ever been. I would put him up there with the likes of Hulk Hogan. He carried the torch for WWE for years. He did it probably years longer than he needed to. He pretty much went to Hollywood almost because of the fact that he had to. He kind of like took a bit role here and there. One of the movies that nobody ever really mentions is a war movie that he did called The Wall. And he's a main character in it. He's almost one of the only characters in the movie. And if you could find it anywhere, I haven't seen it since I rented it from a Redbox years ago. It's fucking awesome. But I mean, if you can get that much money by showing up to work to make a movie and not have to take bumps doing house shows, this, that, and the other. I know that WWE is changing. I don't know. But to me, honestly, I think that he's going to be a storyline going into the Rumble, that, he is the guy that really wants to win it, almost like Shawn Michaels wanted to win it in 2010, so he could face The Undertaker at WrestleMania 26 because he wanted to beat the streak. He wanted to be the guy. I'm not really sure, but I mean, if we're gonna get 20 to 30 matches from Cena, that kind of seems like maybe he wants to work Raw, maybe he wants to work SmackDown. Meltzer said on his show they don't do as many house shows as they had been doing. They sort of cut back on them as a way to save costs, because house shows, I guess in the long run, they cost more money to run than they make, which is weird, but I guess you gotta fly the wrestlers out. They don't play for trans or hotels for the guys, but you have to get the arena cost. But then again, like, you got to think how many tickets they sell, and how much merch they bring in. It's kind of weird to me that they lose money on those deals, but then again, they're charging like $50 for a t-shirt, and I don't know, you got to get a shirt because you're there, but you know that if you just waited, you got it on WWE Shop, it would come in. But I don't know. I'm not a part of that business, but this Cena run next year is going to be freaking awesome. I feel bad that a guy like Adam Copeland, Edge, is in AEW, and that's a match that I think a lot of people would have wanted to see. Maybe not a WrestleMania, maybe not his last match, but I mean, Edge is one of the big reasons that Cena is as over as he is, and I mean, Cena versus Cody would be a freaking awesome match. Cody is pretty much been the John Cena of WWE for the last 2 years. He's picking up like where Roman Reigns left off, as Roman is starting to do a little bit less. I thought that Roman would be getting in a little bit more of the movie business. I guess that's just not in the cards for him, unless he's going to be in one of the Fast and Furious movies coming out after he did the Hobbs and Shaw thing. But then again, when Cena started, his roles were kind of here and there. They weren't just like one after the other. Maybe Roman's waiting for the perfect gig to get out there and do something. But Cody versus Cena would be a match that I think would be freaking awesome. It kind of scares me because of the babyface versus babyface deal. I thought that Warrior versus Hogan was a freaking awesome WrestleMania 6. The more I listen to Bruce Pritchard and his podcast, whenever they kind of bring that up, they say that it wasn't as big because they didn't have somebody to boo for, which really doesn't really make sense to me. It's one of the reasons why we never really got a real Undertaker versus Cena WrestleMania match. But then again, they got a changing of the guard. Maybe Triple H is smart enough to know that with two baby faces, maybe you could be putting them together, taking them apart on Monday Night Raws, and booking matches that way to keep the rivalry going, and have people can chant one thing and then chant the other thing. But this run for Cena is going to be huge. It's going to be big, and I'm pumped for it.